Yeah, so there's a lot of actually a lot of things.
Quiet.
I have that.
Webster or something else. It's all residential. It's a couple of stores. I looked it up. One book I read was there.
Well, I just mean, I don't see it close to like, so, I like those.
I'm sorry.
Namanda, 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 namanda. Good morning. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. So nice to see everyone this morning. Nice to have you. This is a very special Eitaikyo and Nirvana Day service. So welcome. For this year, I thought we would adjust the Eitaikyo service and kind of follow the Shotsuki service format, In a sense, I would like to include all the Eitaikyo names, and so I'll read the Eitaikyo names. First, the ones that have been on the list, and then towards the end, I will include the most recent additions to our Eitaikyo list. Okay. And people who have names on the Eitaikyo list are welcome to come up at Oshoko. Sometimes the names are clustered, so you can select if you would like to come after all your names have been read, or you can come beforehand as well. Okay. So please join me in Gassho as I read the Hyōgakumon. Today, on this occasion of the Eitaikyo Nirvana Day service, members of our temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Kie Butsu, Namo Kie Ho, Namo Kie So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. These are the Eitaikyo names in our Alameda Registry. First, the ministers, Reverend Chijo Shinohara, Reverend Koryu Ino, Reverend Shoshin Taguchi, Reverend Joshin Motoyoshi, Reverend Shozen Naito, Reverend Giko Abiko, Reverend Eiyu Terao. Temple presidents, Kazuo Matsubara, Komagoro Takagi, Tsurukichi Tanaka, Umetaro Kondo, Shujiro Nakano, Sadakichi Hayashida, Yasutaro Takano, Hideo Yamashita, Zentaro Ota, Kazuo Mori, Naoyoshi Kuge, Bonju Marubayashi, Yutaka Nakayama, Hiroshi Hashimoto, Masao Nakano, James Komatsu, Noboru Okada, Ichiro Nishida. Members Danny Tanaka, Teruko Naito, Richard Meyer, Hamako Suiko, Joan Etsuko Narahara, Richard Dorr, Jean Dorr, Yoshino Otsu, Ryuzo Hashimoto, Kyo Hashimoto, Mr. George Soyogi Hashimoto, Harry W. O., Benjamin F. Yee, Hisao Kataoka, years. Chris Shinya Tomine, Hisao Akiyama, Joyce Mitsuko Terao, Reverend Ryo Imamura, Thank you very much. I'll explain a little bit more about the Eitaikyo during my message. At this time, we'll have Sutra chanting, Sambujo on page 2425, and Sanbutsuge on page 79. Namanda, 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 Namanda. シャアカニョライニユドジョサンゲラ
ご清聴
文不行志願一切空一切大安決し有分百千六万無量大小中量五者供養一切使徒諸分無量愚道賢聖不逆非尿行者諸分世界無不影無修仙道公明師匠天師諸国行税信心知人難量量が妙道場超然国領内四二無闘争我と愛民道断一切実法来生新年少女糸が国下楽安穏公文神妙世が心象本願の日力少々欲実法生存知恵無下上領子孫知が信行計量心知食読中家業精進臨終不下Okay, next we'll have Gatha in the White Book, Namo Amida Butsu on page 96. page 96, and we will sing all three verses. So, 96. Please rise. Switch books to page 8, the purple book, for the reading of the three treasures. Okay, page 8. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Please be seated. Okay, so today is our Eitaikyo service. Give you a little bit more background on the Eitaikyo. It's an abbreviation of Eitaikyo. So A means eternal, and Tai means generations. Kyo is sutras, and doku means to chant. So it means to eternally chant the sutras for those loved ones that we have lost. Okay? So it's a very special, we have a Eitaikyo fund called a Perpetual Memorial Fund, and this was established so that we can ensure the continuation of the temple and the teachings of the Buddha and the Nembutsu way of life. So as the temple is able to continue, so not only for us and our families, but people who will come in the future, people we may not even know at this point in time in our lives. Okay? So this is the fund that it has been created through this Eitaikyo program, and there's a special Eitaikyo Registry, and it's like a calendar type book, and the names of those, when families want to submit names of people they have lost, they provide a donation to the temple. February 12th each year, my name would be listed with any other person who might have passed away on February 12th. And so for those people on that page that day, that sutras are chanted for the morning service. Okay? And each day, different names are chanted. So every day, the pages are turned in this calendar book, and different names are read. Here, some temples have many, many names, and some have not so many. So here, there might be days where no one's name is on the list. There may be other days where 2 or 3 or 5 names might be on the list. Okay? So it would change. Then, each February, we have this Eitaikyo annual service. Some of the temples might have it on a different month, but here in Alameda and in Manji, we have it in February. So this is dedicated special memory to the people that we've lost and that are in this Eitaikyo Registry. So today, is also our Nirvana Day service. And so through the Nirvana Day service, we recognize the passing of the historical Buddha. So some Buddhist groups will have the birth of the Buddha and the enlightenment of the Buddha and the passing of the Buddha. These 3 aspects, points in his life are all put together, and they recognize this. Here in our tradition, we separate this. So we have a Hanamatsuri service in April, and then a Bodhi Day service and a Nirvana Day service. So today is the passing of the historical Buddha, and we remind ourselves of his passing, the passing of Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, so sometimes we have confusion. People come here and ask about Shakyamuni Buddha. We always talk about Alameda Buddha and not so much of the historical Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay? But I try to explain it in the sense that Shakyamuni had his awakening experience, and what he awakened to was Alameda, the truths of and the realities of the world. Okay? So for Nirvana Day, when we recollect the story of the historical Buddha passing, we reconnect to our own history, our heritage. We find our place in the movement of Buddhism from the time of Shakyamuni Buddha. Kind of becomes our own story of passage. Each different culture or tradition has their own stories of passage, and ours, we connect through the story to millions of Buddhists all over the world, and for generations and generations. So each of these people, Buddhists everywhere, have recognized this story, and it connects them to the tradition and the culture of the Buddhist teachings. Okay? So when we look back upon the story, the death of the Buddha was approaching, and one of his senior disciples, Ananda, was close to him and approaching the Buddha and very tearful. If anything should happen, if you should pass away, what are we supposed to do? And he started crying, that he would lose his teacher, his dearest friend that he looked up to for many, many years. And the Buddha reminded him, don't cry, Ananda, all living things must die. And reminding him of these basic truths. So the Buddha said, Ananda, you should rely on the Dharma, not on me. Don't rely on me. Don't rely on any human being. Seek the Dharma. So rather than focusing on losing his teacher and his dear friend, look to the truths of reality. Look to the Dharma, not that you are losing me. Okay? So when he was saying this, saying, look to the truths as your refuge. Okay? So these truths, this interdependent, interrelated reality that was surrounding them at that moment, same thing surrounding us, each of us at this moment. Okay? So this truth is what had liberated the Buddha, relieved him of his suffering, and awakened the Buddha. Okay? So he's saying that the Dharma will awaken you, Ananda. Don't dwell on losing me as your teacher. It's the Dharma that will awaken you. So the Dharma will awaken each of us. And through this final words, we can see the difference, the distinction between knowledge and wisdom. Okay? Knowledge is information that is accumulated by the person through books and study and experience. Wisdom is truth that enters from beyond the self, okay? Enters from reality. So this reality that we call Amida, interconnected, interdependent reality, enters and awakens us. So this is what the Buddha was telling Ananda. Okay? So this is very important to remember. So when the historical Buddha passed away, there's always the stories. Many of his followers, disciples, and leaders from nearby communities, they all gathered at his death. And when you see paintings of this scene, the Buddha is laying and surrounded by all these people and disciples, and a lot of them are tearful, and some who had come to recognize and understanding that all things must pass, and they were solemn but not tearful. They understood this impermanence, that he necessarily has to pass away. And some of the paintings that come to my mind, even the animals of the forest come out, and different types of animals, deer and rabbits and such, and they're intermingled with the people there, and they too have this very solemn and sad look. Birds in the trees, all beings are very sad that the Buddha will be passing away. So, particularly the ones with the animals comes to mind when I think of Nirvana Day and the passing of the Buddha. So when we think of all this, it's amazing, really is amazing. 2,600 years later, the story of the Buddha, still new, still fresh to many people who maybe are hearing it for the first time or reminding of it and just heard it a few times in their lives, and so coming in touch with the life of the Buddha and the teachings of the Buddha. And it is amazing that the Dharma has made its way all the way here, somehow coming to touch each of our lives, coming from northern India all the way to 2325 Pacific Avenue, Alameda, California, 94501, right? And touching each of us here today. So, amazing journey that the Buddhism, the Buddhist teachings has taken, and for it to touch each of us now, it's an incredible story. Okay? So the Buddhist ways of awareness, wisdom, compassion have built this temple where we can enjoy our time comfortably, safely. We can have service together. We go downstairs and have treats and snacks together. We watch football games and basketball games, and we are comfortable. We feel safe here. And all of these things are provided by the temple. We have service, rituals. When we lose someone, we're able to bring meaning, honor, dignity to the lives of grandparents, parents. This environment, this feeling that is created in the Hondo, with the altar here, the images that we have, the teachers that we respect, all of this setting is provided so that we can move ourselves through the losses, not only of the historical Buddha, but people in our own families that we have lost already and that we will come to lose. So this is what makes the teachings and the temple very special, and we come to know it as a place worth supporting, a place worth keeping, a place that elevates all of human life. Okay? So Eitaikyo is a reminder of this legacy. Initially we remember mom or dad, special people in our lives, but it's not just this family connection. Through them, we come to see this interrelated, interconnected, interdependent reality that's surrounding us. Okay? They become the gateway for us to touch this infinite, for us to come to know Amida. That is the wisdom that enters, not something I studied or learned along the way, but the wisdom enters through this process of coming to know the infinite through the individuals that we recognize. Right? Okay. So please join me in Gassho. Eitaikyo is a reminder of this legacy and an assurance that it continues. We honor those who have brought us here and create the means to protect this temple, protect the teachings, and to move it on to the next and the next. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. 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 Okay, thank you. Now we have another gatha, and we don't have to sing a cappella with Sensei today. Lenny is here. We'll sing Ondoku-san in the Purple Book, page 220. Please stand.
Oh,
Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Please be seated. Okay, I'd like to thank everyone who has been helped to prepare for this service. Wonderful flower arrangements up here on the altar, and we have fruits and osolai and obokban up here, and we really appreciate having helped to adorn our altar. Thank you to Lenny for providing the accompaniment today. Thank you everyone for being here. We have tech people that came during the week and today as well to make sure that our service is getting out. Thank you to people who are at home, able to enjoy and participate in the service from the comforts of your home, and especially the members of the Enmanji Temple who are out there appreciating this service as well. Do we have any announcements for today? There must be something. No? Okay. Any new guests here? Old-time guests? Okay, I think we are fine. So, let's see. Just 1 second. Okay, I was kind of waiting for a signal. As many of you know that Master Takano has passed away. Has passed away this morning, and some of us have been in touch with the family, and certainly very sad to lose our dear Dharma friend. And he did so much with the temple, with each of us, and all around the temple grounds, and coming to our services and welcoming, guests and new people, and was so important to our temple. So it's a sad day to lose Mas. But we're happy to be able to share this while everyone is here today. Okay, it's still very early. Notice will go out, and you'll be able to know what's happening as far as arrangements. So let us conclude this service, and I'll relight the incense, and we could come up in Oshoku. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.